What to do if your electricity bill goes up suddenly in the great state of Maine. Notice the original mottos: great fresh food. Ain't nothing better than Amados. You know it, I know it, we all know it. Every now and again, I'll still get some Amados FedEx down here to Georgia. But whenever we're in Maine, we go straight to Amados on St. John Street, I think. Because when I was a kid, we'd get off the boat from Peaks Island. We'd go to Portland Boys Club, right across from Portland High School. We'd play basketball, whatever we'd do at PBC. And then on occasion, we'd get treated, depending on who the parent was who was driving us. If they had any money, we'd go to Amato's and get a sub or a pizza. There used to be a place, it was an arcade going down the Old Port. I can't remember what it was, man, but it was an arcade we used to go to. I forgot what it was, man. I think they had a pizza place there too. And I can remember the building. I just can't. Was it on Commercial Street? I don't think it was. But anyway. All right, so let's. I'm reminiscing here. So here we go from WGME. All right. Dateline February 8, 2023. Robert Oates thought he was getting a good deal through an electricity supplier recommended by his neighbors. Things went south last fall when his bill spiked suddenly. Why would electricity bill spike suddenly? The 79-year-old from Rockwood used a competitive energy provider and readily admits he didn't read the fine print in the contract for when the low introductory rate would end and the variable rate would begin. It was a smart supplier and a dumb consumer, says Robert. Robert sounds like a good guy, actually. He got out of the contract and went back to the standard offer price, but not before he paid $1,200 for what he saw as an excessive billing for the last part of 2022. With supply disruptions pushing up prices sharply, regulators and utilities are getting rafts of consumer complaints. Here's what's happening. Maine and New England rely heavily on fossil fuels to generate electricity. What? Heavily on fossil fuels, but we can't have natural gas coming from Pennsylvania now, can we? Why can't we have natural gas piped into Maine? Oh, because of Governor Cuomo. Yeah, and the stupid chick who replaced him, Hochul, or whatever her freaking evil name is. Pipelines are evil. But Maine wants pipelines, so maybe they don't. I don't know, but you're not getting them because it's got to go through New York. So the only way to get that's from the Marcellus Shale is through the Long Island Sound. Yeah, that's efficient. And by the way, Pat Murphy isn't big on pipelines going through New Jersey either. So you are stuck. Unless you get hydro from Quebec, which a lot of Maine does, but you can only generate so much hydro. All right, so you guys are stuck. And that's why we're having literally shipments of liquefied natural gas on boats coming from the Philippines and stuff. This is how idiotic the energy policy is. But why would you need it anyway? Electricity is free from the sky or from the wind. No, it's not. And Maine says it right here. The vast majority of electricity in Maine comes from fossil fuels. So what happens when we add things like heat pumps, which don't get the job done? And I know there's a Washington Post article out there I'll get to in a different video. Idiotic. They don't get the job done when it gets sub-zero. We know that. You got to have a backup. So what happens? I'm just curious. What happens when the heat pumps don't do what they're supposed to do when it gets real cold? Or what happens when electricity goes down or the prices skyrocket? See, this is what idiots don't understand. I'm sorry. They think electrifying everything is the way to go. No, it's not. Because that means you're literally relying on the grid to provide you the electricity. And the grid is relying on what? On generation of electricity. When we start banning fossil fuels like they're doing in Minnesota in 2035, and who knows what the hell you guys are doing in New England, how's the electricity going to be generated? Well, the generation is going to suffer big time. You're not going to get enough from wind and solar, my friends. It's stupid to think this way. Don't be stupid. Thus, generation will be scarce. Demand will be high. A decreasing supply and an increasing demand does what the price is. Just like Obama said. Obama wasn't stupid. He told us, he goes, under my plan, electricity prices will have to skyrocket. They have to. Why? Because the demand of electricity, because of things like EVs, electric vehicles, and heat pumps, is going through the roof. But the supply of electricity is dropping like a brick because we have to use fossil fuels to provide our electricity. And prices, of course, just basic economics, are going to go through the roof, just like Obama said. But hey, I'm electrifying everything because heat pumps are so much more efficient. It's like these guys are so simple who make this argument. They don't see the long term chess that's being played right on their heads. Yes, I get it. Heat pumps are efficient, 100%. Electricity is great when it's there and it's prevalent and it's abundant. If you're getting rid of the sources of electricity because the fanciful freaking tales of unicorn farts of freaking non-fossil fuels, and certainly not nuclear, can't have Maine Yankee anymore. Yeah, it's just a recipe for disaster, but you guys voted for it.